great day we had out there today. We not only made it back into the 70s today, but into the mid 70s. 75 degrees was our high today. We missed the record by just 3 degrees, and those temperatures are trending about 14 to 15 degrees above the average. And it's going to be another warm day here tomorrow. We again are expecting our high temperatures to move into the mid 70s with more warming coming in tomorrow. We still see limited moisture coming in with a fast moving system on Thursday, but it is enough moisture to give us about a 20 to 30% chance for some quick moving showers that'll move through later in the afternoon on Thursday. And then after that, it'll get just a little bit cooler on Friday with our high temperatures moving back to the low and mid 60s on Friday afternoon. Still a little bit above the average, but just not into those low and mid 70s as we end up the week. So here's what we're watching on radar. Nothing really much going on out there right now. We have mainly clear skies. We don't have any rain in our area at this hour, and things are looking pretty nice. Now, before I get to more on our local weather, I want to spend a little time talking about a couple of earthquakes that actually hit in Georgia today. One of them was south of the Macon area between Warner Robins and the Jeffersonville area. This was a small earthquake that hit around 6 o'clock tonight. So you see the yellow right here. That again, here's Macon right up here. So this was south of the Macon area where we saw this. It was a magnitude 2.4 earthquake. Again, this was just about 1 minute after 6 o'clock this afternoon. When that happened, it was a pretty deep one. We don't really have much reports from folks down in Middle Georgia of people actually feeling it. That's, 2.4 isn't really that big, but there may have been some folks who maybe felt it, or maybe their animals were acting weird when this happened. But this was the second earthquake to occur in Georgia today. The first one was earlier this morning, and that was up in far northwest Georgia. So you see Lafayette right here. This happened at about 8 o'clock this morning, and this was a 2.6 magnitude earthquake that had about a 6-mile depth there. And again, we're not really hearing much in the form of people reporting actually feeling it or causing any damage, but it's just kind of interesting that we had 2 of those in different parts of the state today. And here on 11Alive Plus, you have been seeing Melissa Nord actually talked with a scientist from Georgia Tech today about the occurrences of earthquakes here in Georgia. So we were glad that we were able to get that expert talking with us about that for today. So we don't really expect any more. Earthquakes are something that really aren't predictable. It's not like a hurricane or storms or anything that we can kind of track. They just kind of happen. So scientists are continuing to work more and more to try to recognize some of the signals there in our Earth to maybe try to predict these. But as of right now, we've had 2 of them today. We're not saying we'll have more. We're also not saying that we won't have any more. Sometimes these can occur we can have more than one at a time there in a short period of time, even though those are totally different parts of the state. Here is a look at what we're watching, though, with around the southeast. We have high pressure sitting on top of us. Nothing major moving our way. Tomorrow's going to be another great day. It is going to be dry. It is going to be warm. We return to the mid 70s, but then we will see some changes once we get toward the end of the week. Now, remember yesterday I showed you the pollen count where we had a pollen count of 19. And yes, that was legally in the moderate range. And then today our pollen count is 67. And what I was telling you yesterday, with these temperatures that are warming up, and with dry air in place, we were expecting the pollen count to come up a little bit, and it did. It went from 19 to 67, still in the moderate range. And the main tree pollens present are elm, juniper, maple, unident tree, and also alder. The grasses are low, the weeds are low, and the molds are low as well. And since today we made it into the mid-70s, and tomorrow again we'll be in those mid-70s, I'm thinking the 67-degree number is going to go even higher when we get the count in for tomorrow morning from Atlanta Allergy. So we'll be watching that for you. We'll report that number to you again. Of course, these numbers nowhere near the numbers that we're going to have at the end of March and beginning of April. That is typically when we see the pollen count peaking, when we have the pollen count in the thousands. So this is nothing compared to that. But if you are allergic to one of these allergens here from those trees, you may be feeling it, even though it's a relatively low count. Here's the other thing I want you to see. The Almanac for today, that high temperature making it up to 75 degrees this afternoon. Our low this morning was 45. So as you can see, the average high for this time of year is 61. So we were way above the average by about 14 degrees above the average. And there's the record of 78. So we were just 3 degrees away from the record today. And of course, still watching rainfall. It was dry out there today. We are watching that deficit begin to come up a little bit. We're just about 1/4 of an inch below where we should be in rainfall for the year. In fact, when you take a look at those highs and lows, these are the times when those occurred today. Early this morning, we had those temperatures that were there in the 40s, right about 46 degrees. That was at 7 o'clock this morning. Then those temperatures rising during the day, topping off at 75. That was at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So a really nice afternoon. We spent a big part of the day, really from 1 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the 70s. And now we're back down into those 60s. And those temperatures will continue to fall a bit through the overnight hours. In fact, you can see Atlanta again, one of the warmer spots. We usually hold on to the heating of the day a little bit longer. We're at 62. Athens, though, not much cooler than us, only by 1 degree at 61. Gainesville at 61. Canton at 60. But you can see some of the spots just outside the city are in the 50s right now. We even have a 46-degree reading at this hour up in Blairsville. Here's what we're going to be watching tomorrow. We start off with temperatures that are going to be in the mid-40s again tomorrow morning. So a really similar temperature in the morning tomorrow compared to what we had out there this morning. And then still these big jumps during the day of those temperatures that are going to be moving up very quickly, up to 50 degrees at 9 o'clock tomorrow, then 62 at 11, 72 at 1, 75 at 3, that high temperature occurring 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon before it slowly starts coming down late afternoon to about 74 at 5 and then 68 at 7. So once the sun sets, of course, those temperatures will start coming down just a little bit. So tomorrow is going to be a quiet day with that sunshine, warm temperatures, feeling really nice out there. Get out and enjoy it if you can. Thursday, we're going to see some changes that'll be moving in, and that's going to be with a quick moving system that has limited moisture with it. So let me kind of walk you through the timeline of what that's going to look like during the day here, or really over just the next couple of days. Tonight we're fine. Early tomorrow morning we're going to see mainly clear skies, that cool air with low temperatures in the 40s, and then we warm up very quickly during the day. Notice those arrows coming more out of the south and west tomorrow, just really reinforcing the warm air that's already in place. I still think we'll be topping off right around 75 degrees here in the afternoon on Wednesday, but we're staying dry. We don't see any rain moving in tomorrow. We're not really going to see many clouds around either. Thursday is the day when we start seeing some of those changes. This takes us into early Thursday morning. You can see that's about 7 o'clock in the morning here. Mostly sunny to start here. But a few clouds are going to start filling in over North Georgia, and a couple of those clouds even coming in to the metro Atlanta area during the morning hours. And then by lunchtime, this is the system that we're talking about. And you see this? It doesn't really look that impressive. Just a little thin band of some showers coming into northwest Georgia, into Dade and Walker County right around lunchtime. Through the afternoon, that's the system that we're watching moving our way. Now, if you watched us yesterday, we were watching this line moving through, and the models were really breaking it apart before it made it here. This model, this is the graph model, this is actually starting to show it holding together a little bit better, and that's why we've gone with a 30% chance for a shower for later tomorrow afternoon. The high resolution rapid refresh model, the NAM model, those are still showing the system falling apart. So I really think that what we're seeing here on this model might be overdoing it a little bit. I think that it's not going to be this impressive of a looking line of showers as it moves in, but even if it does hold together, it's going to be moving through very quickly, and it's not going to be something that's going to give us a lot of rain. I really think this will be just a few passing raindrops that sweep through for the late afternoon hours. And this is in association with a front that's sweeping through. It's just that the moisture is very limited with it. So behind the front, we do see those arrows now coming out of the north and west, and that's more of that northwesterly flow that will bring in some cooler air. So tomorrow's, actually Thursday's highs will be in the upper 60s ahead of the front, and that's mainly because more clouds will be blocking out the sun. So it's still going to be above average, but we don't think it's going to be getting up to 75 degrees again because we won't have as much sunshine around. Then on Friday, behind this front with that northwest flow, it is going to be cooler. We're going to see our temperatures on Friday holding in the most likely mid-60s. There may be some spots in North Georgia that only get into the lower 60s. So just a little bit cooler here. Well, maybe by about 10 degrees cooler on your Friday afternoon. Still with more sunshine that will be breaking through. And then as we go through Friday evening, still a nice night, cooling down into the 40s again for Saturday morning before we get back up to 70 in the afternoon on Saturday. So here's the moisture map that shows this dry air over us. On this map where you see the purples and the blues, see that? That's indicating very dry air that we have over us. That's not only with us now, it's going to be with us tomorrow. Watch on Thursday. You see that little bit of that change in color there, indicating just a little extra moisture that's going to start moving in. That's that thin band of a couple of showers or a few raindrops that'll move through late afternoon on Friday. Then reinforcing dry air for Saturday, and temperatures back up to around 70 degrees. On Sunday, still dry. This is for the Saturday afternoon time frame. On Sunday, still dry here in our area, but notice the colors changing a little bit, getting a little bluer out to the west of us. That's what's going to be coming our way Monday, a low rain chance Monday. Then on Tuesday, we're going to see a little more moisture coming in, giving us a little better chance for some showers on Tuesday. But then notice out to the west, there's more of this developing. We're going to have to watch this part on Wednesday, and we're talking about mainly not just a few showers on next Wednesday, but maybe some storms developing next Wednesday, the middle of next week. We're just watching that right now. It's still too early to tell if we have all the ingredients for that, but that's just what we're going to be watching there. So for now, we're dry Wednesday, rain chances on Thursday at 30%. Then we have no rain Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and those rain chances come back up a little bit more into the beginning of next week and the middle of next week too. So the warm air sitting on top of us, we'll hold on to that again tomorrow. Then as we head into Thursday, as that rain, that little system comes in, temperatures trend down a little bit into the upper 60s, and then that opens the door for this cooler air to settle in on us on Friday. Again, not frigid or anything like that. We're just talking about going from 75 down to 65, and even North Georgia might be in the lower 60s. That retreats pretty quickly, and on Saturday, it'll be warmer here with temperatures in the lower 70s once again. And then another front comes in on Sunday, cooling us down again. We're talking about going into the lower 60s here on Sunday before we see those temperatures gradually warm up just a little bit more into next week. And you can kind of see the impacts of those temperatures for the mornings, generally in the 40s on Wednesday, milder on Thursday as we have a little more moisture moving in and some of those clouds as well. And then low to mid 40s for Friday, Saturday, and also on Sunday. Then look at the highs. Yeah, those are going to be nice here for Wednesday. Then a little lower Thursday. There's that slightly cooler air Friday. Back up to 70 Saturday. Then that next front comes in for Sunday. That brings us down to about 62 degrees. So here's the extended model, or the European model, looking out into the extended. So you can see that weak little system for Thursday. Here's the dry air Friday, also dry on Saturday, and then on Sunday, more dry air. Monday, you can see a few more of these clouds building in, just a really low rain chance Monday at 20%. Then on Tuesday, a little more moisture building, and then it's next Wednesday when we're watching that system out to the west that'll be moving our way, and that's going to give us that little better chance for showers as we head into the time frame of next Wednesday, when we can see some of those showers that'll be around the area. So here's how it all times out as we go through the next few days with those temperatures that are going to be staying on the warm side. That is going to be with us here for Wednesday, still above average on Thursday, and then notice that's cooler air Friday, warmer Saturday, Sunday 62, 61 Monday, and then there's rain chances coming up for Monday as well as on Tuesday into next week. So a lot to watch over the next few days, just some of those changes coming in here and there where we will see those weather conditions with the temperatures up and down and the rain chances that'll be up and down as well. So keep it with us right here on 11 Alive Plus. We'll have more for you coming up tonight at 11 on 11 Alive News here on 11 Alive Plus.